So today, for the next session in our partner enablement webinar series, we're actually going to talk about Cin7 Pay. We're going to be introducing Cin7 Pay. Introducing is a good word for it because I know a lot of you all have been introduced to it already. It's already been put in front of your plate, and so I just kind of want to talk about a couple of the updates around it, how the launch is going, and then things of that nature, commissions, academy courses, all that fun stuff. And so that's what's all going to be in the agenda for today, right? We're going to just go over what is Cin7 Pay, all about the launch, how's the launch been going. We're going to have Alex come in and she's going to go over some of the roadmap and some of the anticipated delivery items within Cin7 Pay. Talk about some academy courses that we have available. We'll talk a little bit about partner commissions as well, partner portal resources, and then we're just going to end off with a little bit of a Q&A at the end for any questions that anybody might have. So again, thank you for joining. My name is Caleb. I'm Partner Enablement Manager here at Cin7 Core. I do a lot of these partner product sales enablement webinars, and we are blessed to be joined by Alex Garrison on our product team. She is the product manager for payments, the guru behind it, and Cin7 Money to Come. She was on a webinar with us for Capital and Pay a little bit ago, and so thankful for her to be on here today to help share a little bit of knowledge and maybe answer some of the questions you guys might have on Cin7 Pay itself. So likely at this point, a lot of you all have probably been drilled around Cin7 Pay, right? You might know the value proposition and you might know the features and everything of that nature. But in case you don't, in case you've kind of been living under a rock for a little bit, I'm going to just quickly go over a little bit of the value prop and some of the features around it. And so everybody is aware about it too. And then we'll hop into the rest of it. So like I said, most of you all are aware, although if this is the first time you're hearing about it, then just let me explain a little bit more. So Cin7 Pay is going to be the embedded payment processing product that empowers Cin7 customers, our merchants, to receive payments from their customers securely, efficiently, and cost effectively. It leverages the latest and greatest technology from one of the biggest providers of payments, Stripe, to give our customers an easy experience within the software that they already use. In this case, Cin7 Core and Cin7 Omni, it's all right there. And so this helps our customers obviously boost revenue, simplify their operations, enhance their end customer experience. Now you might be thinking, right, doesn't Cin7 already have these payment integrations? Don't they already have these options, even a Stripe integration, right? And the answer is yes, but those integrations particularly are lacking in a lot of the key features that we're going to discuss in these next few slides, such as ACH payments, embedded payment admin within Cin7 for help in payment admin actions and reporting, digital payment methods like Google Pay, Apple Pay, enhanced fraud protection, and more that are coming to Cin7 Pay even in future iterations that we'll discuss later. So Cin7 Pay is going to be out to transform payment processing for SMBs by embedding advanced payments functionality directly in their existing Cin7 platform and offering more features, less reconciliation time, less headache, better pricing options, and the best technology from our go-forward solution and our partnership with Stripe. So what are some of the features? So we'll talk about some of them here. First, I'll just touch on those top 3 features we have in this list. And those are going to be all about our expanded payment methods. So these include bank debit or ACH payments, digital wallet payments such as Google Pay or Apple Pay, even buy now, pay later payments such as Afterpay or Affirm. This gives your clients the flexibility to easily set up how they want to receive payments from their customers. I, for one, know how much ACH payments have been suggested to me by both customers and partners as something that we do need. So I'm super stoked to see something like that on the Cin7 Pay feature list, even on its initial feature list. It's super cool to see. In addition to that, we're going to have an embedded merchant admin, which is another big advantage versus having our native payment integrations is you kind of have an embedded admin, and it'll allow you to onboard to Cin7 Pay, and once you've onboarded, be able to complete all of your day-to-day admin operations for your payments, like viewing reports, actioning refunds and disputes, all from within Cin7 Core or Cin7 Omni. They also have more options for embedding payment gateways into their existing workflows. So this helps Cin7 become more of a one-stop shop, if you will, in a full suite business operating system. Another highly requested feature is card on file. It'll allow your customers, since you all are the partners in this instance, to store their payment card data with their consent, obviously. So they can then reuse the details for future payments, faster checkouts, and it also solves a pain point of our clients for getting their payments and getting their payments quicker, right? It makes it easier to receive those payments from their customers fast, one-click card on file saves. And then also with Cin7 Pay, payouts will also be daily, automatic, and free, so providing potential cost savings there to our merchants. And lastly, thanks to our partnership with Stripe, Cin7 Pay is also going to be able to offer best-in-class technology around fraud protection. So we'll be able to offer Stripe Radar, which will help our clients be able to detect and guard against fraud risk. All these exciting features are honestly just the beginning. There's much more features to come in future iterations. And like I said, teasing the fact that we're going to discuss those in just a few slides. But before that, I just quickly want to talk about how the launch has gone. I thought it was beneficial not just to say when the launch happened and what the features are, but just give you guys all a little bit of an insight onto how everything's going. So we launched on Cin7 Core and Cin7 Omni as a little bit of an initial soft launch, right? And so we had March 12th was Cin7 Core and March 24th was Cin7 Omni. And then we had a full launch on, or we will have a full launch on April 29th to the majority of our customer base. And it's also going to be available in the following countries you see here. We have all of our countries that were available and able to be used within our Cin7 Pay FAQ. I'll show you about the FAQ in just a little bit. The FAQ, fantastic document for anybody who hasn't checked out the FAQ. It is going to be in our partner portal, and I'll show you where that is in a little bit. But do check out that FAQ if you're interested in seeing some of the common questions or just getting some really good information out of it. I'll point that in there as well. But yeah, we launched in the 12th, the 24th, and we're going to be on the 29th. So you might be thinking, how has the launch been going so far? Well, it's been going fairly well. We have over 100 customer accounts already created. Actually, 49 of them are on Cin7 Core and 52 are on Omni. So surprisingly, Omni released as an initial release a few weeks after Omni or after Core. And we already have more Omni clients than on Core. So that's a pretty interesting thing, I thought. And out of the 101, 35 of them are transacting. And with all those transactions, we've actually had over 310,000 in processing volume so far, with $8,000 in volume per customer. It's actually, when I was first making this presentation a few weeks back, it was at the 100K mark, or we just crossed the 100K mark. And I've had to edit this multiple times because it keeps exponentially growing each day. And it's really cool to see the adoption of the product itself and that people that are adopting it are continuing to use it and as a payment solution for their clients. So I thought this was pretty cool to see. And it's pretty scattered in terms of the locations and the countries these are involved in. You can kind of see the distribution on my graph on the right-hand side. So pretty cool statistics. And it's, like I said, pretty cool to see the growth of the overall product, even though we haven't really done a full-scale release at this point either. So I love to see that. And so now I'll hand it over to Alex, who's going to just go over a little bit of the roadmap and some of the features that are to come. So hand it over to you, Alex.
Yeah, thank you. So happy to be here, happy to join and talk about Cin7 Pay. Thank you for teeing it up so well, Caleb. And as Caleb mentioned, I think we have a lot of features already out there, right? And we're very excited with like V1 essentially. that is already available in the product, and that we're doing our full kind of marketing launch of next week. But we're also extremely excited about some upcoming pretty fast follows in our next phase. So we're looking at the next 2 quarters, or the quarter we're in now, and the next quarter is kind of what we're looking at for phase two. And that focus, our focus will be on expanding the ways to pay, is kind of the way I think of it, right? So right now we're focused on, like, the available product right now is focused on what's called card not present kind of transactions, right? An online type experience through an invoice, or the paying customer is accessing a payment gateway via an invoice, via B2B portal, whatever it may be, but it's kind of focused on that online experience. But next up, we're building out capabilities to transact in person, do an integration with our existing POS or POS system. But using Cin7 Pay as the backend payment processor. So that's a next step feature that we're building out and very excited about. We're also going to be building out the vaulted payment method, or saved card on file payment functionality. As Caleb mentioned, we kind of have V1 of that already available. But what we'll be building out is really a full, robust feature set around more subscription or recurring billing type capabilities, and really like having the ability to kind of manage on the merchant side that vaulted payment methods or card on file. So we're pretty excited about that as well. And then also, like we said, V1 has very robust kind of integrated merchant admin, like the ability to manage your payments, look at all the reports on the payments, things like that. But V2 will have increased reporting capabilities, and increased automated reconciliation. So those are the things that we're looking up, are looking to build out next. And then after that, we'll have kind of a phase 3 expansion, including adding additional features, additional geographies, right? So even more payment method availability, like different vendors for BNPLs, is something we're looking at. Additional countries that we can offer to above and beyond the 28 that are available now. Expanding the POS capabilities to include like Cin7 becoming a vendor for the physical POS terminals. And then additional kind of like services that we can provide to help support our merchants, our shared customer clients, support them in selling to their customers. And then even further out, the Cin7 Pay also really allows us to explore and dive into some really cool, innovative things, including stuff like being able to offer commercial cards, and even banking services integrated into our Cin7 platform. So that's kind of above and beyond expanding the feature set of Cin7 Pay, but to this kind of Cin7 Money, where we can offer a lot of different financial services. And like I said, that's further out, right? But we're very excited about the possibilities that this new approach is going to lend us, and we'll be able to expand to some pretty cool things, I think. So yeah,
Awesome.
that is kind of the roadmap. Thank you.
Sensational, sensational. Thank you so much for going over that. And yeah, just a lot of amazing features, just essentially, like you said, making it to where we increase the opportunity and the flexibility of our customers to be able to accept payments in more ways than one. Obviously, we have that now, but continuing to build that out to the POS, having integrated Stripe terminal, subscription payments, all great things. So thank you so much, Alex. Super helpful and great to get that information from you there. Alrighty, so next, you know, I'm on the Academy team now, so I have to shout out the Academy as much as possible. So we have some new Academy courses that, I'm a little biased, I might think that as well, but I also thought they were super helpful and super incredible to go through and have and take those as well, because we have 2 courses that can show you essentially how to both set up Cin7 Pay and once you set up Cin7 Pay, how to set it up, not set it up, how to configure it, I guess is a better word for it, right? And so configuring it to have more payment accounts, offer multiple payment options, and it also helps you in configuring, adding like pay links on invoices, adding them to the B2B portal. If we have experience with other payment integrations, we might already kind of know a little bit of how that works. But for those of you that don't, and if this is your first payment integration you're using, you might get a lot of benefit from taking the Cin7 Pay Essentials and learning how to configure, or taking the Quick Start, because the Quick Start is super awesome for telling you all the details that you will need. So if you are working with one of your clients and your client kind of wants to prepare as best as possible to get ready to sign up for Cin7 Pay or whatever the case may be, you can just simply share this course with them and say, hey, just take this course. It prepares you. And it's a very quick course, right? It's not something you'll take too much time doing. It's direct, gives you the information you need. And so it's awesome to do. And we have courses for both Core and Omni. So I know you partners that are like Omni or are Omni partners, sometimes you get on these webinars and you're like, oh man, Kaleb, you never do Omni. You never talk about Omni. But this time I'm going to be sharing information for Omni too. So both products are represented equally in this instance. And you have courses for both. It's a little hard to demonstrate Cin7 Pay itself because, faking, I guess, real payment transactions and doing that sort of stuff is a little bit more difficult. So we are going the route this webinar is just kind of pointing to the academy, but I do think pointing to the academy in this case is actually a better option for most, because they're super great courses to have, and I highly recommend checking them out. We'll send the links to them after this webinar too, if you're interested in going straight to there and seeing what they're all about. So now the portion that nobody was waiting for, the Cin7 Pay partner commissions. So we have our commission policy set up for Cin7 Pay. It's in our commission policy as well. So if you go to the partner portal, all of the information I'm showing you right here is already listed in our partner portal, in our assets, in our commission policy. So do check that out if you want to see it for yourself or whatever the case may be. It's all on there. But the way we're going to be doing Cin7 Pay partner commissions, obviously a little bit different than, most cases, because our clients are not going to be directly paying for Cin7 Pay, right? It's not going to be something that they'll have to add on to their subscription, but there will be a revenue share portion of it for partners that bring clients on and are actively driving the platform adoption for Cin7 Pay. So it'll be on a 3-year residual model. Year 1, it'll be a 20% share. Year 2, 15 for that client, and then year 3 it'll be 10%. And so this is what the Cin7 Pay partner commissions will look like if you bring on a client. Now, the next question you might be asking is, how do I let you all know that one of the clients is coming onto Cin7 Pay and it is my client, or I want to claim that client because I'm the one actively driving them? The answer to that question is we do have an interest form with customer success, and I will share those landing pages of Cin7 Pay that you can access for both Core and Omni. And essentially those landing pages have a form that you can fill out with your name and email, and you can specify on that form that you are a Cin7 partner. And so you'll just be able to flag, I am a Cin7 partner. And then that will allow us to capture that, okay, you are the partner associated with this client and this customer that's trying to sign up. Now, there might be an option too that happens, right? Because Alex and her team have done an amazing job at making the onboarding process of Cin7 Pay pretty easy and pretty quick. It's not like they're trying to sign up for advanced manufacturing and set it up on their own, right? And so if it's Cin7 Pay and they come in and they sign it up and they onboard on their own, and for whatever reason, maybe you had forgotten to do the form and do the intake form, then you will just simply, at this point, you'll want to just reach out to your partner manager. In this sense, at least in the short term. Hopefully in the long term, and by long term, I mean in the next month, the next 2 months, we do have a separate lead registration form for Cin7 Pay to allow you to capture those leads and submit those leads to us. But in the short term, like I said, just fill out that interest form. We will send out a copy of that interest form and the landing pages for both Core and Omni, where you can fill out that interest form, and then just specify that you're a partner. Or if they sign up before you can even do that, then just reach out to your partner manager and we can make that association on our end. think I might have had one question. Oh, Alex is typing it. You want to
Yep,
answer
I'm
that,
taking a
Alex?
look. Yeah, it looks like there's one open question. Is there any kind of back-end dashboard for all clients for Cin7 Pay, or is it in an individual basis? And yeah, I'll say it is, there now, the revenue side, the partner commission side, separate from that, right? But in terms of like how many payments are being processed, the kind of like let's call it product side of Cin7 Pay, there's no dashboard for that. That would be for multiple clients. It is just embedded into core Omni, so it is that kind of business by business side. We on the Cin7 side can see like information about like all the payments being processed by all the different accounts, and that's so that we can provide that support. But we can take in feedback that that's something that partners may want to see, right? To see reporting of all payments being processed or whatever it may be. But to answer the question kind of directly, no, it's individual basis.
It's a great question, Stan. Great recommendation. Yeah, we will take that one into effect. That was something I didn't even think of myself, but would be super helpful to have a dashboard of your clients. But yeah, not in this V1, but that's a great suggestion. We could take that back and hopefully see if there's something we can do there. Alrighty. But again, on the commissions part, you can go to the partner portal, go to your assets, and you can definitely see the commissions, commission policy in there. So open up our commission policy, go to the bottom of the commission policy, you'll see the Cin7 pay details in there. You might have seen it if you check our commission policy weekly, which maybe some of you do, who knows, but if you haven't, then go check it out and go see what it's all about for yourself there. So the last thing I will talk about is our partner portal resources. So we have some partner portal resources in our partner portal in our assets section. So if you go to the assets and you see Cin7 products and you see Cin7 pay here, you will be able to see all of our 4 assets. We have our one pager shown here, just to kind of showing the benefits and things of that nature. We have the FAQ that I referenced, and I highly recommend checking out the FAQ. There's a ton of good information in there. For those of you that have worked with me in the past, you know, I like to look at documentation and good information. So that is definitely one that I'd recommend checking out if you're going to be selling Cin7 Pay, because it gives a lot of great answers on there. I've actually answered a lot of my questions that I've had with that FAQ myself. So check it out. Great document. I can highly recommend those. And then you also have the Cin7 Pay Core and Cin7 Pay Omni demos. So like I said, this isn't the easiest product by nature to demo, because you can't really fake transactions as easily, right? Like you can fake sales orders in the system, showing the sales process. You just create a sales order, pick, pack, and ship, fake inventory. Awesome. It's not as easy with Cin7 Pay, and we do realize that. So we have posted a Core or Omni demo on the portal, so you can check out those. They're just videos of demonstrations available there. Alrighty, and that is all I wanted to go over for today. I see we got some Q&A. We had a couple answers in here. Alex, do you have anything on those questions there?
Yeah, happy to jump in if you
Perfect.
don't mind. We've got one
Thank you.
open
I don't at
question.
all. I don't at all.
What's the fee charge to customers of clients? So just to be clear, again, like, the pricing structure for Cin7 Pay is a little bit different than some of our other product capabilities. It's not a monthly charge to the merchant, to the Cin7 customer, or our kind of shared clients, right? It's not a monthly subscription charge, things like that. Instead, what it is when the payment is processed, there is a percentage that is taken, that basically the merchant, our shared customer, is going to receive a payout that is all of their payments collected for that day, net the fees, right? So there's a fee per transaction. Essentially how it works is And then we have our standard kind of rate card that shows those fees per transaction. It varies by a payment method, right? So card has a different rate than like ACH, for example. ACH is a bit cheaper to run. So, it's going to have a little bit lower rate, for example. And then it also varies by the market. So there's kind of a US rate card, then there's a UK, EU, so on and so forth, based on the various kind of markets that we're available in. So I'll post in the chat a link to the standard rate card if you're interested in that pricing. We also have kind of the ability to have an incentive pricing discussion with the clients that we can kind of share some more information on too. But generally, that's how the pricing works. So it's not the end customer, the person like whose card is being run, the payee is not necessarily like being charged a fee, right? There is capability to do surcharging, so to add a surcharge amount for credit card processing. In Omni, it's not yet available in core, but that's also actually one thing we're looking at for phase 2 expansion is some basic surcharging capabilities in core because we've gotten a lot of requests for it. So hopefully that answers that question, but feel free to post if there's any other thoughts or then it looks like we've got what end of day reporting is available. So you'll see in the Academy kind of course does walk through the reporting that's available. So again, within the product, you can view all of the payments received for a given day. And from there, you can kind of like associate it to what sales order invoices is kind of associated with it. And then also in our V1, we are posting to Xero and QuickBooks. So you can kind of see each transaction gets posted. There's a little bit of complexity and there's kind of like there's 3 different transactions, right? There's the payment being received. Then there's the payment fees, right? The processing fee associated with each payment. And then there's the payout, which is the receiving of the actual funds into your business bank account, which is daily, but in arrears. So there's a little bit of a delay in there. So again, happy to post kind of like some resources to more information on the accounting setup, because that can go really deep, right? And there's a little bit of variation in exactly what it looks like, how it works between Core and Omni and QuickBooks and Xero, right? So, yeah.
And I will, that's a good point on the rate card and incentive rates. Alex, if you just want to, you can send it in the chat too, but I'll make sure that we get it out on a follow-up email too. So we make sure that you all have access to it. And I'll just add that to some of the resources I share after this meeting.
Yep.
I'm going through them now. I think you touched on the payments and the reconciling with QBO. Did you touch on that, Alex? Yep, I think you did. If not, Susan, let us know. Let us know. I don't want to drop you off without having the answer. And then is there an ability to add on the service fee to the end customer? Did we touch on
Yeah,
that?
yeah, that's that surcharging piece. Again, there's some basic functionality in Omni, which is it's a flat amount, right? So it's not as complex as the actual kind of amount that you charge per card, or the card processing fee. It's a flat amount for all invoices that have the pay link. So it is basic, I'll be honest, but there is some basic functionality on the Omni side. On the core side, no, there's no kind of like pass through for the service charge. But it is something we're looking at for phase 2 to build out some basic functionality on the core side at least too.
Awesome. That was a speed round. I appreciate that so much, Alex. That was amazing. Does anybody else have any other questions? I know we're running 1 minute over at this point, but just drop your answers in the chat if you have. But I'm going to assume there might not be any more. So great questions, though. I love
Yeah, for sure.
that's the reason we have these webinars, right? So you can ask questions directly to us and get the answers too. Based on them, those questions, like I said, we will send out the rate cards and incentive rates with a follow-up email just so you all have them. It looks like there's many people on here that are looking for that, so I'm happy to share that. And then, like I said, yeah, we will send out a follow-up and I'll give all the resources that I discussed in here. And also go check out the partner portal. Go check out those Cin7 Pay docs in the partner portal. In addition to the commission policy, if you just want to view it in the form of a commission policy just to show that it's actually there, it is. It is a part of our commission policy now. So go check it out if you're interested in seeing the details on that. But other than that, I will probably end it at this point. If you all do have any other questions, you can feel free to reach out to me, and I will try to answer, or we could bring in Alex if we need to as well. And then again, I appreciate everybody joining this call. It was super good to see the attendance, and I hope it was beneficial to you all as well, and it was worth it. So take care, everyone. Have a great rest of your day, and I will talk to a lot of you hopefully in the near future. Bye.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.